guys, I was noticing some of you were struggling with relating factors to multiples. This is the part 2. This is the second video in this section. If you did not understand relating factors to multiples number 1, go back to that video and watch it first. I highly recommend the use of a paper and pencil for this activity, as you may need to write down some notes for you to remember. Okay. So each choice is a factor pair of 84. Which factor pair contains only composite numbers? Now, if I'm struggling with the word factor pair to begin with, I need to click on that. Because it's blue, it means that there is a definition in the glossary. So it says that two whole numbers that are multiplied together to make a specified product. Okay, so 2 and 4 are factors of 8 because 2 times 4 equals 8. Okay, and we see our factors here. It also said composite number, and if you don't know what a composite number is, we need to look that up too. So it says a whole number with factors other than 1 and itself, or itself and 1. So 12 is composite because it has factors of 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12. Okay, so those are a few other factors of 12. So if we're looking for a composite number, it needs more than 2 factors. So if I'm looking for the factor pair that is a composite number for 84, it has to be both numbers. Okay, is 2 a composite? Can I divide 2 by anything other than 2 and 1? No, so that would be a prime number, meaning that this factor pair is not composite numbers only. How about 3 and 28? 3 is also prime. You can only divide 3 by 3 and 1, so you can't go any farther with that one. 4, though, you can divide by 2, and 21 you can divide by 3 and 7, which means that these both are composite numbers. They're both divisible by things other than 1 and themselves. 7, on the other hand, is a prime number because you can only divide it by 7 or 1. Although 12 is composite because we talked about that one already. So because 7 is prime, we can't use that one. Because 3 is prime, we can't use that one. And because 2 is prime, we can't use that one, which means that this has to be your right answer. If you're still not sure, though, you can use your math help. I highly recommend it if you're still struggling. It says a factor pair is a pair of whole numbers that you can multiply together to get equal a certain product. Okay, so they use the factor T, you could use the factor rainbow, you could show all of the math to figure out how to get to 80. Those are multiple options. I know our factor pair was 84, but the example is never going to be exactly what we're doing. Here's the help. It talks about those composite numbers and what those look like, and those prime numbers, just as we talked about. The example is 7, so that should help because one of our answers had 7, and it says that that's a prime, which means it's not composite. If you're still struggling, though, and you've tried, you can click on the Imagine Teacher and get help with the live teacher. If you're still struggling and the teacher's not making enough sense, go ahead and give me a call or a text, or send me something in Google Classroom and I'd be willing to help you. So let's move on and check it. Excellent, that's great. We're going to move on to the next question. All right, so this one says, enter the whole numbers between 1 and 100 to complete each statement. 1 factor of 28 is. So I could put 1, but that's kind of a lazy way of doing factors. Remember, factors are numbers that you can multiply to get to 28 in this case, or multiply to get to that number. I know that 7 is also a factor of 28 though, so I'm going to put 7. A multiple of 7. Now remember, multiples mean we have to multiply. So what can I multiply 7 by? I could multiply it by 3. Well, what's 7 times 3? That would be a multiple. So 7 times 3. I'm just going to show you on the calculator because I want you to be thinking this through. 7 times 3 is, can you see it? 21. Okay? So that's going to be 21. A factor of 8. Remember, factor means that we're trying to figure out what I can multiply to get to 8. Okay? So a factor of 8 would be 8, 1, what else? 4, 2. Those are other factors of 8 because you can multiply 4 times 2 to get to 8. A multiple of 8 would mean that I'm multiplying to get bigger. Multiple, multiply. Okay, so what times 8 should I multiply? Well, I used 4 up here, so why don't I do that? 8 times 4 is 32. So I am going to check it. And we got it. But if we didn't, we have these to help us if we guessed. These are here to help us. Don't just click close on those. Those are really actually helpful. The other thing that we can do is we can go to the math help if we're still struggling and look at what factors are. And it also talked about multiples, just like we went over. Okay. The next one I have is Jake knows that 8 times 5 is 40. Select the statements that are true. Is 40 a multiple of 5? Did I have to multiply 5 to get to 40? Yeah? Okay. Is 8 a multiple of 40? Did I have to multiply 40 by something to get to 8? No. 40 is a factor of 5. Did I divide 5 by 40 to get another number? No. 8 is a factor of 40. Do I divide 40 by 8 to get another number, another whole number? Yes. A factor pair of 40 is 8 and 5. Did I take 8 times 5 to get 40? Yeah. Okay. And if you're still confused, use the math help. It says, an area model can be used to represent multiples and factors. Factor times factor equals multiple. Okay, that might be something you want to write down on your piece of paper. Factor times factor equals multiple. A multiplication fact can show how factors and multiples are related. Factor times factor equals multiple. You may also want to write this down as multiple divided by factor equals other factor. If you're still struggling, use the teacher help. If the teacher can't help you, and I've seen that you've tried with the teacher, I'll be more willing to help you. So please make sure that you do that when you need the help. Let's check. Alrighty, nice job. You can do a lot. You can click on the green light bulb to learn about the choice. So if I click on this, I didn't know you could do this, but if you click on those, apparently you're supposed to be able to find out more information. In this case, I guess not. All right, so that was the guided learning. You are on to the practice and you are on your own for that. So I hope that this was helpful. I hope you have a great rest of your day. And if you still have questions, please feel free to reach out to me.